Dun, dun, dun. It is epic showdown time. Who is faster? Who is the fastest man alive? And it's not the two you're thinking of, the Flash versus Quicksilver. Who comes out on top? We are using the Two Geeks and a Microphone specific versus category system. What is that? Well, stay tuned and find out here on Two Geeks and a Microphone.
So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Welcome, everybody, to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, Monsieur Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land, and even in France.
Parlez-vous français? Jumbo. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Muy pequeño el español.
There you go. C'est la merde. Oh, you know what? I just got us a dink on our thing now. Whoops. I shouldn't be cussing in any language. Sorry.
I don't know what you said. We have had some listeners in France before.
So. We have. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, welcome everybody. We're so glad you've joined us here today with our frolics and festivities that are on Two Geeks and a Microphone. And so, Mike, what is our big picture? What's the big event for today?
The big event would be the super speedster showdown of the century. The Flash versus Quicksilver.
That's going to be good. I'm interested in this one.
I hope you're interested in it.
I know, right? What? So, yeah. But anyway, here's
wait a minute. Wait. Which of our episodes were you not interested in?
I plead the fifth right now. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, just saying. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, well, but what makes today special is we've got a special guest for us or with us today. And Mike, who is here with us? I'm pretty excited.
We have the most spectacular of the three geeky dads with us, Mr. Brien Ramsey. Yep.
Brian, welcome.
Hey, boys. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Fine.
It is always great to have Mr. Brien Ramsey with us from the three geeky dads and Tito too.
Right.
There we are.
Right. For those that don't know you, Brian, could you please share a little bit about who you are, but who are the three geeky dads plus Tito?
Even though we're four people, we are three geeky dads podcast. We'd like to say that Tito is the D'Artagnan to our three musketeers.
That's so good.
So we've been doing this since 2018. We're just four guys now who love geeky stuff. We love getting together and talking about it. And Mark, who's also on our podcast, and you've also had him on yours. Mm-hmm. He one day came up to me and said, "Why don't we start a podcast? Do you know anything about it? Because you're in IT." And I'm like, just because I know my way around a computer doesn't mean I know how to start a podcast. But I did some research, and here we are almost 5 years later. And still going. We're actually coming up on our 200th episode.
What?
Official. We probably recorded more than 200, but there was some questionable numbering going on way at the beginning. So,
you have the Marvel numbering system.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, or the George Lucas numbering system.
Yeah, that's
start with 4, go back to 1, and then continue with 7.
We've had a couple like that too. I think we all run into that in podcasting, especially when you start getting. We're at 170. I think this is our 176th episode.
Yeah, something. And you guys are more consistent than we are. When we started, we were doing this every other week, so that's why we're only at 200, even though we've been doing this for like 4.5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and Steven and I also did some bonus episodes,
right?
Kind of thing,
and now we're doing that too because we've started a new thing called the Escape Pod. Mm-hmm. Where it's kind of like a breakout episode where any one of us can come on and talk about whatever they want. and bring on a guest if they want to do it solo, if they want, even if they want to incorporate some of us into it. It's totally up to whoever wants to do it. So far, Mark is the only one that's kind of ran with this, but I know Derek has some stuff in the works. I think he wants to do stuff on the Bat Family, which is his passion. So, looking forward to more of that, and hopefully the listener can look forward to more content.
Well, I'm hoping to get Derek on with us for our for another upcoming Versus episode that I've got working in the background.
He would love that. Yeah. Just give him a shout. He'll be there.
All right. We'll talk about that more off the air.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody, I just want to say, if you get a chance, please check out the Three Geeky Dads podcast, because they are great, really show friends for us, and we enjoy them and we get a big hoot out of theirs. So please listen to them. I love it because it's no holds barred. You guys, some of you don't hold back.
No, we don't.
And every episode I listen to, Brian, every time you guys do your website and you go 3GD, and all the guys go
the number
3. I say that with them.
I don't know how that evolved, but it just kind of it was kind of organic, and because I think I was saying it just to avoid the confusion of people typing out the word 3. Yep. So I had to start saying the number 3, and then all the other guys started joining in, and it just became what it is. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, I can pretty much recite that in my sleep now. And it's funny because the other day Mark was doing his escape pod. He was recording it, and he was trying to tell people where to find it, and he couldn't even get out the name of the website. I'm like, Mark, we've been doing this for almost 5 years. How do you not know? You hear it every week.
Because he doesn't do it every time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I ran into that when Steven
zones out when I'm speaking.
When Steven was off for a few episodes, I got kind of tongue tied on some of the info and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Steven happens. I'm only busting his balls.
All right. Well, hey, let's get rolling with the show. Mike, what do we have first today? We are doing our.
Well, I don't have any geeky news today. But I thought, I don't have any geeky news. I thought we'd take this time to maybe show off our new merch page.
Well, that's geeky and newsworthy.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're right. I guess that this is our geeky news. So we made the switch to
start wearing clothes.
Our secret. I mean, I wear shirts, but anyway.
You can't tell, but both Mike and Steven are not wearing pants right now. It's that kind of
show. Okay, moving right along.
That's where my brain went.
So we made the switch.
Gone with the Schwinn.
We made the switch to Fourth Wall. That is our new merch page, and I've created a wearables, t-shirts, and hoodies tab, a drinkware tab, and a headwear tab, so it's nice and divided up. So if you click on the wearables, you can see all of our t-shirts and hoodies that we have available, and everything comes in neat different colors. Here's our USA shirt, just in time for your 4th of July celebrations, and you can get that in either blue, red, or white, or red, white, and blue.
I like that because you do that for every single item. People can go in and change what color shirt they want.
Yeah,
with it.
I like that too.
Yeah, each of the shirts there is a choice.
There's a lot more colors. There.
Yeah.
Well, the USA one, I thought it'd be neat just to have red, white, and blue. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the colors of the French flag, as Steven was speaking. So,
c'est la merde.
And we have
un morceau de fromage.
We have our much more better
Which means
shirt.
I'm not a piece of cheese.
You're not a piece of cheese, but you're awful cheesy.
That's true.
Anyway,
much more better.
Yeah, that was our much more better shirt. We have the Save It for the Podcast shirt. But here, let me show you the thing that I was really the most happy about with this merch page is our classic mug with the black handle and the black inside is back.
Nice.
Yeah, because we had this on our original merch page that I got kicked off of.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Here's the
There you go.
the original.
And I got to apologize. I was drinking out of the wrong mug. I thought I had grabbed your Two Geeks and a Microphone mug, which you guys were very kind enough to send to all of us.
Oh, thank you.
After we were on your show the first time, I believe. And I thought I was grabbing that one to have coffee with on the show. And I had grabbed the wrong one and didn't realize it until the coffee was already in it. So I was actually,
So
I
what
had
mug
actually
did you
grabbed
grab?
my Mystery Science Theater mug.
Oh, that's a nice one too.
Yeah.
Cool.
By mistake. The logo was facing away from me. I'm like, oh, here it is. Nope. Totally wrong. I didn't realize it until I saw it on camera. I'm like, oh.
That's okay. No problem. But if you don't like the black, you can go with different colors on it too.
Oh, that's
Blue,
sweet.
Orange, pink, red, and yellow.
Mhm.
So
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah,
Green.
what was that, Megan?
I said I wish there was a green.
Yeah, they didn't offer green. I would have put
Huh.
green on there, but they didn't
Yeah.
offer. Oh, and
That
we
way you
also
can have
have
it for
a,
St. Patty's Day when you're hiding your Irish coffee in there.
right there. You go. We
We
also have a lightweight hoodie. Oops, sorry. I was trying to zoom back in on the hoodie. We got a lightweight hoodie, which costs a little bit less than the zippered one. I like the zippered one though. This is the one I want.
I like them both.
I like them both too, but I really, really like the zippered one. So anyway, yeah, you can go check out our webpage, our merch page. You can get to it from our webpage. Steven has a nice link for that. So go check
Oh, that's
that
a hint, everybody. Did you guys catch that, everybody?
Throw
That was a big
up on the
hint.
screen.
www.2geeksmike.com.
The number
The
two.
right?
Excellent. Yes.
Yes, please go there.
So that's all the geeky news I have for today.
Okay. All right.
Very good.
All right. Do you want to play the Geek Jar thing?
Yeah, let's move on to Geekdar.
Let's do.
Well, you don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it? Now, what is it? I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
That's not all he's lost.
You know, I was just listening yesterday, as a matter of fact, to I'm still catching up with you guys. And I'm
What, on
in
our
your,
show?
Yeah, and I'm in your May to the 4th specials.
Mm-hmm.
You guys did for the month of May. You did 4th of movie series.
Yeah. The fourth bad movie entry in a film franchise is what
Right.
we do for the month of May the 4th.
So I was just listening yesterday to your Police Academy.
Oh yeah, Police
4.
Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol,
Right. Yeah.
a cinematic classic.
I don't think that's what you described it in the show.
We were divided on that one. Both Mark and I were not impressed, and Tito and Derek were big fans of that one. So, yeah, it was an interesting discussion on that movie.
No, that's great because that gives you a little bit more to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. It's fun when we argue.
I loved it. It was a great episode.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
I highly recommend that. I guess that's part of my Geekdar then.
Yeah.
So part of my Geekdar was listening to you guys on Three Geeky Dads. The other part was I have two more things. One, I went and seen The Flash last night.
Nice.
I wondered if you went to go see it last night.
Oh, heck yeah, I went to. Yeah, Brian messaged me in the middle of it.
I did. I couldn't find the link. I'm like, I know we had talked about doing it this morning, and I'm like going through my emails last night to start prepping for this morning, and I'm like, I can't find it. Does Mike not want me on? I don't know. I don't remember seeing anything. So I texted him, and he's like, I'm in a movie. Leave me alone.
That's not how I responded.
Why did I just sound like Stan Lee? I think it's because I watched that documentary last night.
Oh, how was it?
It was good. Yeah, it's on. That's my Geekdar.
Hey! Can I get through my
you can finish. Yeah, absolutely. It's your show. Just mute me.
Anyway, so yeah, The Flash was another entry, and we'll talk more. I won't give any spoilers away for The Flash because we're going to talk about The Flash next week and give a full breakdown on that. But then my last Geekdar was actually because of you, Steven. Because your Geekdar last week, I decided to go watch on old Arnold Schwarzenegger's
Mhm.
Fubar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, for Fubar.
The Papa.
And what'd you think? What'd you think about it?
I liked it. It was a fun show.
Mm.
It was a lot of fun. Arnold
Mm.
was, for the most part himself,
Yeah.
and
Typical Arnold.
it
Yep.
had a good balance of comedy through it.
Mhm.
I liked all the characters. You had the balance of comedy, you had the balance of action, which
Mhm.
Arnold's well known for, and
He's very good at it.
he's become fairly well known for comedy too. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great show. If you like Arnold,
Yeah.
watch Fubar.
And if you like Arnold too, Netflix also has a documentary, a 3-part documentary about Arnold himself.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
I did. After I finished Fubar, Mike, I went right into the documentary.
How was it?
It was good. It's broken up into 3 parts. So there's 3 episodes. The first one is called Athlete, which goes all into his bodybuilding career from the time that he was a young boy in Austria on the farm and he decided to get into bodybuilding. And then the second one is called Actor, which is obviously him, conquering Hollywood when he came to America and decided that he had had enough of the bodybuilding competition and he wanted to be a star. And the third part is it's called American, and it's all about his political career.
Neat.
Oh, yeah, it's broken up really well. Yeah, the 3 stages of Arnold. A,
yeah, they
A,
almost
and
force you into that because it's like you come right out of Fubar and
It
goes,
does, and it recommends right into it. So I'm like, I'll check it out. Why not?
Well, I was heading to bed, so I was like,
Yeah.
I'll check it out later. But it does look really
Mhm.
interesting. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
So does any of his friends, like his bodybuilding friends, like Lou Ferrigno? Because
They
I know
don't interview Lou, but they do talk about him a little bit. They talk about his partnership with Weeder from is Weeder the gym guy? Weeder Gym, right? Wieder. Yeah.
Joe.
And
Joe
then
Weider. Mhm.
and then Gold from Gold's Gym.
Oh, okay.
All his old bodybuilding buddies and his idols. I forget the name of the actor, but he had seen one guy play Hercules.
I heard Lou wouldn't be on it because he refused to because they wouldn't pay him in cash.
Oh yeah, I can understand that because we actually made Lou mad at a convention.
That's what I was trying to
the
get at.
curveball there, Mike.
Now we've got listeners that may not know
He
the
was
story.
turning green
real
because
quick,
we didn't give him the green.
right? Yeah, because you're trying to get a free picture. Is that what it was?
Well, no, we wanted an autographed picture. Both Mark and I. We were at the Rhode Island Comic Con about 2-3 years ago, and Lou was there, and we got into his line, and nowhere in the queue does it say cash only. So we get up and we say we want 2 of these pictures. Can you autograph them? Blah blah blah. And then we went to pay with credit card, and he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, whatever." Now I'm doing Arnold. Yeah. His handler was like cash only, and we're like, "What? We don't have cash. Nobody carries cash anymore." So luckily, one of Mark's friends had sidled up in line with us just to talk with Mark for a little bit, and he kind of bailed us out, and then we had to go find an ATM and pay him back. But what a fiasco that turned out to be! He's like getting ready to rip up the the pictures.
I just picture Lou coming after you like a hitman. Like, all right, time to break some legs.
Yep. I do have my picture up there. You guys can't see it because it's
You
the
pay
camera's not angled
cash.
that way. But yeah,
Wow.
yep.
So
Not a
that's
fun
right.
experience. We almost got smashed by the Hulk.
I would say not a lot of people could say that, but maybe there have been.
Yeah, I'm sure it's happened to other people other than us.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great story, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So okay, so whose Geek Dar are we on? Where are we
You, I
at?
think. Did you do yours?
You
I
or
didn't-
Brian?
Brian,
Which
what
way
was
do you wanna
yours?
Well, I had already said last night I watched the Stan Lee documentary on Disney Plus, and it was very good. Very good.
Okay.
And they didn't shy away from his turbulent relationship with Jack Kirby towards the end.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they
Good.
bring that up, and also Steve Ditko was also he when he left Marvel, he was not on friendly terms with Stan, and they touched on a lot of stuff that I thought that they
Wow.
were like the Arnold documentary kind of glossed over a lot of stuff. Obviously, the fact that his father was a Nazi, that kind of thing. They didn't bring that up in the documentary, but
Right.
yeah. But the Stan one was really good, and it's a short one. It's only like an hour and a half. But it was really good. Touched on his early life and all the way up to his his work with Marvel, becoming publisher. And, he started off as a copy boy, just looking for a job. And yeah, it was really interesting. And afterwards, I couldn't stop talking like Stan. It was 1922, and he was born in New York City. I eventually worked my way up to Marvel Comics. At the time, it was Atlas. And
Stan was a very, very colorful and interesting person.
Yeah, he really was. He really was.
We went to the first year we went to Comic-Con. I've only been to 2 Comic-Cons. And Megan and I had went to the first one that we went to together. And Stan was at that Comic-Con. Okay. And this is in St. Louis, Missouri. And I didn't have the cash to go meet him because it cost,
It does, yeah, big bucks.
And so I'm standing there and I see him, and from the side, so he's turned to the side. So from the side, I take a cell phone, and this is over 10 years ago. So the cell phone cameras weren't great back then. I mean, not
they
like
were adequate though.
Yeah, they were adequate, but not great. So I take this picture of him, side profile, grainy camera phone picture. One of the staff saw me snap the picture and immediately beelines it to me. You got to delete that right now. I'm like, are you kidding me? What do you think? I'm going to sell this? No, nobody's going to want to buy this. Are you crazy? It's like, oh, you didn't pay. Okay, fine.
Yeah, fine. I didn't pay.
Right. It's like I didn't pay for the grainy side picture of Stan Lee.
I've got one like that.
I don't blame Stan.
No. It's his people. Right. But I've got one like that too, because in 2015, I went to the Rhode Island Comic-Con. This isn't the same one with Lou Ferrigno. I went with another guy that I work with. And Stan was there. And there was there was no way we were getting in that line to, the prices that they were charging for pictures and autographs were like outrageous.
Right.
But I got a teeny tiny little picture of Stan. It's like, if you look and you blow it up and that little blob over there, that's Stan Lee.
I was in the same room with Stan Lee.
Yeah. That's my brush with greatness, I guess.
Right.
Right on.
I was 1,000 yards from Stan Lee once.
That is so funny.
All
right.
Well, on my Geekdar, I've got Peacock. And Peacock's latest tweet was they were not going to get rid of the first part of their name, like HBO Max.
We dropped the first half of our name. Your move, Peacock.
Right. Yep. So I watched Renfield with Nicolas Cage as Dracula. And
oh my gosh,
his familiar Renfield.
We're actually doing an episode on it this week. I'm
Are
in
you
the
guys?
process of editing because we all watched it this week too, and that's what we're reviewing this week. Is our
I can't wait to hear
like
more.
that lead in. I practiced that and I worked on that.
Thank you for that curveball.
I can't wait to hear your guys' episode now.
Go ahead. I want to hear your take on it.
Well, it is a fun romp. I mean, it's the only way you can say. Is it a great movie? No. It is a gory movie. Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
and it's funny.
It's funny.
It's a decent horror comedy.
It is a decent horror comedy. Yes, absolutely. That's a great way to put it. Yeah. Because I even told my wife Kelly, it's just like, what are you watching? I said, oh, it's Nicolas Cage's new movie of the hundreds that he's been doing the last couple of years. And that's what I told her. I said, it is a horror comedy. You've got the horror elements, which I like with how they did with the aging of, or not aging, excuse me, that's not right. The regeneration of Dracula, the way they have as part of their lore, which was really good. Yeah. And then the gore factor of some of the fight sequences were great. But the movie's self-aware because did you just chop that guy's arms off with a platter
tray?
with a serving tray? Yeah, it's all in the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of good one-liners in that one.
There were.
The whole movie takes place in New Orleans.
Yes.
And Aquafina, who plays the cop that befriends Renfield in the movie, she's stuck doing like DUI checks, and she's all upset that this is all she's doing because her dad was a good, high-ranking cop, and this is all she's relegated to doing. She wants more. And she's telling Renfield, she says, I'm stuck doing DUI checks in a town that has drive-through daiquiris.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it keeps her busy.
Oh, yeah. No, it's true. It's true, but it's not what she wants to do.
I totally give it, how shall I say this? 8 out of 10 power bugs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He eats bugs. He eats bugs to get the power of Dracula kind of a thing.
Yeah.
All.
That was my one pet peeve about the movie, because Renfield in the original lore ate bugs because that was him trying to emulate Dracula. Where Dracula was, sucking the life force out of people with their blood. He wasn't a vampire, so all he could do was eat bugs to get what he thought was getting their life force. But in this movie, they made it every time he eats bugs, he gets superpowers.
Right.
Which I thought was a little strange, but
Nicolas Cage is Dracula, but the other guy's Renfield.
Yes, Nicholas Hoult, who was the Beast, and he was
okay.
Yeah,
he did a great job. It's a great cast.
Yeah.
He did Mad Max. Oh,
yeah. Remember, he was the Fury Road one with
okay.
Charlize Theron.
Right.
He was the henchman there that kind of made friends with Mad Max and was helping them out towards the end.
Wait a minute,
it was very unrecognizable.
New Mad Max?
Yeah, the last one they had.
Yeah, I haven't watched
Mad
Max.
Yep. Oh, that's an awesome movie. You should check that one out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. There had to have been at least 20 Australian stuntmen that got killed making that movie because, oh my God, the crazy stuff they do. It's awesome. It is awesome.
Original Mad Max and Road Warrior, Steven. Those would be good categories for.
I like it. I like it.
Classic sci-fi. So
right
cool.
on.
All right.
So,
all right. We ready to move along?
Oh yeah, we're already way into the show,
and I got a lot of stuff to go through.
Run headlong into this thing.
Let's do this. It's time for the main event.
All right. Before we start, though, I got to say something, Brian. So your name on our screen, you put Brian Run Fat Boy Run.
Yep.
I got to tell you just a quick little story. So I used to work at Red Lobster. That was my first job.
Yeah.
Our GM there, his name was Mike. And he was a rather large guy, and me and he's now my brother-in-law at that time, my best friend, Roger. We would refer to him as Fat Boy, and there were times when we'd walk in and go, "Hey, Fat Boy!" So my wife was telling me that somebody came in. She works for a bank.
Yeah,
and somebody came in with wanting to start an account. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I just got my first job. I work at Red Lobster." And she's like, "What? You work at my husband used to work at Red Lobster." She goes, "Does Mike Toombs still work there?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's our general manager." And she's like, "Oh." So she comes home and tells me that. I said, "You should have told her to go in tomorrow and go, 'Hey, Fat Boy.'" Anyway, all right.
He's not going to be cashing any more checks from Red Lobster.
Right.
Right.
All right. So today we have the two top speedsters of the DC and Marvel universe. Well, one I won't say is the top, and I'll explain that in a moment. At least for the DC side, because we're going to go with the Barry Allen version of the Flash. Because we could go with Barry Allen, we could go with Wally West, we could go with Jay Garrick.
Good clarifier.
But I chose Barry Allen because Barry Allen is the character in the new movie that was just released this week. So that's the reason I choose Barry. I go back and forth whether Barry's my favorite or Wally's my favorite. They're both super good Flashes. But anyway, so I wanted to start off. I've got 2 top 10 lists here. I got a top 10 super speedsters, and this is created by Joshua Williamson. He was the Flash writer. He did the Flash Rebirth. So this is an official in-canon list from Josh Williamson of DC. Number 10 would be the Kid Flash. And when I say the Kid Flash, I don't mean Wally West. I mean the other Wally West, because now there's 2 Wally Wests.
Right.
I mean the African-American Wally West.
This is not going to get confusing at all, is it?
Right. Thank you, DC, for that. So yeah, number 10 is the Kid Flash. Number 9 is Shazam. I thought that was interesting.
Really?
Yep. Shazam has the speed of Hermes. So
that's true.
Makes sense. Number 8. I found this kind of surprising. Godspeed. I figured he'd be higher up on the list than 8, but number 7.
I'm familiar with Godspeed.
Number 7 and 8 are really interesting too. Wonder Woman is 7 and Cheetah is 8.
No.
Oh,
I never really thought of either one of them as a super speedster, but I mean, Wonder Woman is practically the female version of Superman, so I guess that makes a lot of sense. And then when you think about it, cheetahs are supposed to be super fast too in real life. So I guess it makes sense.
I loved her in especially the extended sequence in Justice League, the Schneider version.
Oh, with the blocking the bullets and
right. Yeah, that's what my brain goes to about super speed.
Amazing scene. Yeah, that's a great example, by the way.
By the way, it is on sale on Vudu for actually a pretty decent price, $7.99, I think, for the whole Schneider cut.
Vudu is not sponsoring Two Geeks and a Microphone.
No, or us either. We mention Vudu a lot too because we all share Derek's account.
If they would,
Vudu is not listening.
Yeah, right.
I guess now it's Fandango, isn't it? Voodoo Fandango?
Yeah, they're all tied in. Yeah,
yeah.
They are. When the splash screen comes up, it says Voodoo Fandango.
Yep.
So number 5 is the Black Racer, who's basically the Grim Reaper of the DC universe. That wasn't too surprising to me.
We've talked about that character before.
Black Racer's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Superman. Makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 3.
I have a copy of that issue where Superman races the Flash.
Oh, well, really?
I want to get it graded.
There's several.
It's old. It's
old. You got like
I got the original one, I think.
Nice.
And it goes back to like the 60s or 70s.
Now, who wins in that one?
I think that's the Flash. I think maybe Superman lets him win. I haven't read it in a long, long time.
I'd be afraid to open it up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to get it like graded and probably put it in a slab.
Probably a smart idea. Mm-hmm. Well, they recently did another race between Superman and the Flash, and the Flash wipes out Superman.
Yeah.
And at the end, Superman's like, I don't understand this. We've done races many, many times. And the Flash is like, yeah, those were all for charity.
Gotcha.
So he made them close. I love that. I absolutely love that. All right. So going on. Number 3 is Reverse Flash. Makes complete and total sense. Number 2, Barry Allen. And the number 1 super speedster in the DC universe is none other than Wally West. Yep.
Wally West faster than...
He is the fastest.
Yeah. Yep. Wally West can lap himself.
Yeah.
I read.
Wally's amazing.
He can hop out of the Speed Force and go even faster, so he can lap himself.
Yeah. The lore is that Barry Allen created the Speed Force, but Wally controls the Speed Force. So, yeah, that shows you who is actually the most powerful as far as the Flashes go. I didn't know that Marvel had so many speedsters themselves.
Okay.
The only speedster I knew of in the Marvel universe was Quicksilver.
Yeah.
So I asked our friendly Chat GTP to create a list of the top 10 Marvel super speedsters.
Ooh, so what did the artificial intelligence that's getting ready to take over the world tell us about?
Have you seen that meme with John Connor? Yeah, it says John Connor looking at you while you're making
friends with the AI.
and there's part of me going, yeah, I know, John. I know. What are we going to do about it? It's here.
I, for one, welcome our robotic overlords.
You suck up.
Hey, if they're taking over the world, I want to be on the side that wins.
Okay. All right. I don't know Marvel as well as I do DC. So, Brian, you'll have to tell me if you know anything.
But I don't really follow the speedsters either. So this is going to be new. I really only knew Quicksilver myself.
Me too. Okay. So number 10 was Fast Forward.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
And that's Edward Claris. I have no idea. Number 9 is Whizzer.
Okay.
Robert Frank. You know Whizzer?
He went way, way back.
Really?
Whizzer was like from the golden age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably an early answer to the Flash would be
probably even before like there was Marvel was Marvel. It might have been like Timely or Atlas.
Oh, that's very possible.
Way back.
The next one, I like this name. Blue Streak. Don Thomas. Does that one sound familiar to you?
Not at all.
Spitfire. Sounds like an airplane to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And that's Jacqueline Fallsworth Crichton.
Crichton.
Or Crichton. Okay, yeah.
Probably Crichton. Yeah.
The next one
makes sense that it's Spitfire because that was a British airplane, and that name sounds very British to me.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not familiar with it, but if I had to guess, I would say she's a Brit.
Were Spitfires known for speed though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I know the look of a Spitfire, which is an amazing looking aircraft.
It is.
Okay. The next one, number 6, is Trauma.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, and that's Terrence Ward. I'm sorry.
Trauma sounds like something you get after you crash into something from running too fast.
Right. Maybe that's his problem. He
doesn't know how to stop.
Right.
His full name is Head Trauma.
That's
right.
It's an important thing for a speedster to be able to stop.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Did they include the speedster from The Boys?
The Boys.
When you said trauma, if you've seen the Amazon,
I don't know.
That's
that
gets everything started is the speedster Trauma.
Yeah, I forget his name too.
Well, I don't think he's part of the Marvel universe.
No, he's not. No,
right. So that
part of the Boys universe.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5 would be Speed Demon, who is James Sanders.
Okay.
No idea. Number 4 is I have no idea how to pronounce. My monitor. Oh, there we go. My monitor blinked on me. Sorry. Number 4 is Makari, and that one I don't have an alter ego for. I have no idea.
Oh, is that the one that's one of the Eternals? It's supposed to be like Mercury.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the
nice
Eternals.
save, Brian. That was
somewhere
good.
I did read that. Yeah. Number 3 is North Star, who is Jean.
The Canadian one.
Well, I guess because his name is Jean-Paul.
I think he was part of Alpha Flight.
Bieber? Bieber. He's Justin's cousin.
Jean-Paul.
Well, actually, it's B-E-A-U-B.
Beaubier, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Beaubier? Bombardier? I don't know.
No, that should be Spitfire. Anyway.
Yeah, bringing it back to Spitfire.
All right, number 2 is Speed.
Clever.
Way to be clever there. And his name is Tommy Shepard. And then, of course, the number 1 in the Marvel Universe speedster is Quicksilver, Pietro Maximoff. So, which was the only one in the Marvel Universe I knew. All right, we'll give a breakdown of each character real quick here. The Flash, we're going with the Barry Allen Flash.
Okay.
He's 6 feet tall. He weighs 195 pounds. His hair color is blonde. He is affiliated with the Justice League. Now, full disclosure here, I used ChatGTP, and ChatGTP also said that he was part of the Justice Society which would actually be Jay Garrick, not Barry
Yeah.
Allen.
Yeah.
And it also put him in league with the Teen Titans, which would actually be Wally West, not Barry Allen. However, Wally has been the Flash and not just Kid Flash with the Teen Titans, but Barry has never been a part of the Teen Titans. So just full disclosure there. Notable enemies would be the Reverse Flash, also known as the Eobard Thawne, Captain Cold, one of my favorite Flash enemies, by the way, Leonard Snart, and Gorilla Grodd, the smartest gorilla in the DC universe. And then, of course, it just puts the rogues. It's like, well, obviously. The Flash has many, many enemies, and he has a very good rogues gallery. It has been said that his rogues gallery is almost as good as Batman's rogues gallery.
Really?
And I think Batman has the best rogues gallery.
He does. I think Batman would be seconded only by Spider-Man as far as rogues gallery goes.
Agreed.
Spider-Man's got a really great rogues gallery.
When you talk comics rogues galleries, I would put Spider-Man and Batman almost neck and neck, and then I would
next verses.
Right. Oh,
Batman the baddies.
Oh. Yeah, well, and they've met up before in the comic books too. So, okay, we might do that. I like that. I was looking for a good one to go against Batman, but I wasn't sure who. So, I like Spider-Man.
Think outside the universe.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Think outside the multiverse.
Right.
No, I know. We just lost Steven.
I'm out.
Okay. Moving on to Quicksilver. His alter ego is Pietro Maximoff. And he is 5'11", a little shorter than the Flash. He weighs 175 pounds, so apparently he's kind of scrawny. Hair color is silver or often depicted as white. Group affiliations are the X-Men and the X-Factor. I believe that is correct. Notable enemies, Magneto, Sentinels, Brotherhood of Mutants, and Ultron. Now, I think he's also been a member of the Brotherhood of Mutants, too.
Yeah, well, his dad was the leader,
right?
Being Magneto, so yeah.
Right.
Well, he and his sister Wanda were both Brotherhood of Evil Mutants members before making the jump to the X-Men, I believe.
Right, and which is the only way I know Quicksilver. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known who he was. So, okay, moving right along. Barry Allen is considered one of the fastest speedsters in the DC universe. His top speeds have been depicted in various ways, but here are a few of the notable examples. Speed of light. He can run at the speed of light. She speeds faster than the speed of light. He can move at such velocities that he can run across vast distances in a blink of an eye and even travel through time. Infinite mass punch. By reaching by reaching near light speeds, Flash can deliver incredibly powerful punches. The kinetic energy he generates in these punches is said to be equivalent to an object with infinite mass. Ouch. So, I've heard people go, oh, he just runs fast.
Yeah.
No. The Flash is much more powerful than that.
Yeah.
He's much more betterer.
He's much more better. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
I haven't got that in a while. Let's see. Where was I at? Okay. High or supersonic speed, somehow I jumped down to Quicksilver. Oh, I think
Infinite punch. I'm sorry. That just sounds like a battle cry thing.
Unlimited power.
Okay. Multiverse travel. Barry's connection to the Speed Force grants him the ability to traverse different dimensions and explore the multiverse. He can run through various parallel universes within the DC canon. All right. Quicksilver. Quicksilver speed varies depending on the comic book and the storyline. Supersonic speed. Quicksilver is known to move at speeds faster than the speed of sound. So Barry can move at the speed of light or over, and Quicksilver can move at the speed of sound or over. So he can break the sound barrier. Here are some, let's see. High hypersonic speed. In some portrayals, Quicksilver's speed has been depicted as reaching hypersonic velocities, which means he can travel at several times the speed of sound.
Mm-hmm.
Faster than eyesight, Quicksilver's rapid movements make it difficult for human eyes to track him, often resulting in others perceiving him as a blur, which is kind of funny because Clark Kent in Smallville
The red
was
blue
referred
blur.
to as the red blur.
Yeah, the red blue blur.
Yep. Yeah, red blue. You're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
I hated that. It's
Yeah, 'cause-
Superman. Stop turning Superman into the Flash.
Right.
You know,
Well,
you-
that's because they had that rule: no tight, no flight.
exactly. The producers wrote themselves into a corner because they didn't think the show was going to last as long as it did. And then once it went past 5 seasons, they're like, "Well, what can we do?" You know,
But then they got
make him
rid
the
of them.
Flash.
But then they got rid of them, and they
Yeah.
started to really go for it. And
They
that's,
did, but it was
that's
a
when
little.
Smallville got good.
It was too little, too late for me. I think.
Yeah. See, I didn't start watching it till the series was done.
I caught it because that was when I started dating my wife. Was around 2006, and she was big into it. So
Nice.
yeah, I watched a little bit at the beginning, and I was like, not for me. But then
You know what? I take
she
it
was
back.
a big fan, so I watched it.
I did
Like
start
that.
watching it at the end. That's when I actually started watching, and I went back and started rewatching or watching some of the earlier seasons, but I
Right.
came into it towards the end of it, near the end of the series, because I do remember the whole thing of, we're going to see Clark in the
Right.
costume, and
And-
they never really paid
Not
that
until like the last minute of the show,
right
on
It
the
was
final
like,
episode of the entire run.
I felt so ripped off.
I know. Same here. That was, as I said, it was too little, too late.
Oh yeah,
Way too late.
because I always wanted to see him in
You have all this Superboy lore to choose from, and you totally neuter the character.
yeah, no kidding.
Mhm.
And they made him afraid of heights.
I
The
didn't get
one-
that.
I'm like,
I-
really?
Yeah,
Clark
they
Kent
made
is
him.
afraid of heights?
afraid.
Are you insane? Yeah. Sorry. All right. Sorry. We went off on a Smallville tangent there.
We did, but that's okay.
All right. So let's jump into this. We have our Two Geeks official character list. Actually, Steven, we should post that somewhere. So, so people can get that if they would like to.
So the folks at home can play along.
That's right. So the folks at home could play along. I love that.
Don't worry, everybody. It's going to be an Ovaltine commercial.
A crummy commercial.
Wow. He equivalated you, Brian, with a crummy commercial.
Apparently. I thought Steve and I were friends, but that's okay.
The truth
You gotta
comes
watch
out on
it.
this week's episode.
You got to watch it. Sometimes Steven will stab you in the back. I've known him for years.
No, I don't believe that at all.
No, he's a good guy. All right. So,
Even Norman Bates Boster over there, I don't believe it.
Say what?
Norman Bates Foster. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Same thing. Anyway. Squirrel.
I do like
so, yeah.
taking showers.
Well, that's good. That's a
Uh-huh.
good thing that you like to take showers.
Yeah, especially now that the weather's getting warmer.
Never mind. I was going to say something, but never mind. I'm not even going to go there. We already did the no pants joke. So,
Yeah.
All right. So we break this down. We have we score each one of the categories. So on a 1 to 10 scoring, 1 being the lowest to do the ability, and 10 being the highest. So we have strength, durability, agility, weapons and gadgets, special abilities, tactical skills, and then we total them up, and whoever has the most is the ultimate winner of the two. So I think we'll start with Quicksilver. Strength. I would say strength on Quicksilver is fairly high. I think I'm going to put him slightly under Barry, though. So I think strength, we'd either have to go an 8 or a 9 on that. What do you guys think? Well, actually, he's
Would you-
not as strong as like Superman.
Right.
So we got to
I would
go
a little bit lower.
Yeah. So
6
how
or
about
7.
a 6 or 7? Yeah.
Probably towards the 6.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
so. Steven? Are you with us, Steven?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was remembering back to. I didn't realize this whole sound of barrier and speed of light thing between the two,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
kind of a thing. And so that's what I was go back processing and go. So yeah,
But we're talking about the strength here. We're not talking about their speed.
Oh, I thought it was all about their physical strength kind of stuff. My bad.
I mean, I know
So-
the speed plays into the strength because, if force, what is it? An immovable force, however that goes.
Yeah.
That plays into this. And they both have this
An
incredible
unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Thank you. Brian, the science guy. All right. So we're going to go a 6 on
Yes.
strength for Quicksilver.
Yes.
So I think a strength on Flash, we would probably have to put him at a 7 then. Because I still say he's not Superman's strength.
Right.
And,
Right.
and we have to put Superman at the top.
Superman would be a 10. I would say Shazam would be a 9. And
Right.
everybody else is underneath.
Right.
In the
Well,
DC universe.
maybe not the Hulk.
Well, no, I'm saying the DC universe.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I caught that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so we'll go 7 for the Flash. Durability.
Refers to the character's ability to sustain physical damage and recover from it.
Well, they don't. Neither of them have like Wolverine's healing factor.
They don't have Wolverine's healing factor, but they both have a healing factor. In fact, in
I guess
the
you.
movie,
Yeah.
they even have an example of the Flash's healing factor in the movie that in the latest movie. I
I guess
say.
it would stand to reason that they both have a very fast metabolism too.
Right.
So yes.
Right. I would say
Hmm.
their healing factors are probably pretty close too.
I would say they're on par. I would give this one
Well,
a tie, whichever number
but-
you chose.
I don't know, you guys, because I watched for my movie introduction to Quicksilver was the latest or that one Marvel movie.
Yeah, the X-Men Days of Future Past or
No.
First Class. Which was the one?
First,
I
no,
can't remember which one he
no.
was in first.
It was no. It was no. It was
No.
dadgummit. It is the Avengers. The Avengers one where
Oh, that one.
Ultron.
Oh, okay.
Ultron.
Yeah. Yes.
Look, I'm just saying at the end of that, he didn't have no healing factor at the end of
He
that.
didn't. No, it's true. They're very vulnerable to bullets,
Okay.
I guess.
So
But
with
then-
that said, as far as healing factors go, I'd say Wolverine's like a 10 on a healing factor,
Okay.
and Barry definitely doesn't have Wolverine's healing factor, but he definitely has a healing factor.
Mm.
So I would say Barry, we'd probably go a 5 maybe, and then Quicksilver, we'll say a 3.
Sure, I'll give you that then.
That sound
I mean,
fair?
he's a mutant, but I don't know what that does to apply to his ability to heal.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll say 5 and 3 then.
Mm.
All right, agility.
3.5. I'm just kidding. I'm making that up. Everybody knows I love to put halves in everything, so I just teasing everybody.
So Stephen, read agility to us.
Sure. Agility refers to the character's speed, reflexes, and overall mobility.
Here we go. Flash, I say we have to give a 10 on that.
What category are we doing? I was reading something.
Agility.
Agility. Okay. All right.
There's character speed, reflexes, and overall mobility.
I say Flash, we have to give a 10 on that one.
Probably, yeah. Especially with his ability to run as fast as he can.
Run,
So what do you think about Quicksilver?
Forrest, run.
You know, I almost put Forrest, but I was like, no, I think Fat Boy would be more appropriate, especially for me. I am not running anywhere.
I used to run, believe it or not.
Unless you ring the dinner bell.
I used to run. I've run some 5Ks. I actually ran a half marathon. I ran St. Louis's first rock and roll half marathon or full marathon. You could have done either. I did a half marathon. And I remember I got to the last I think, mile of that, and my knee gave out on me.
Oh.
And I almost, my knee gives out on me, and I look over and I see the med tent, and I'm like,
Convenient.
Should I go over there? And then I'm sitting here going, no, if I go get in that med tent, I will never finish this thing. So I decided to walk, and then I walked for, I don't know how long. And then all of a sudden my knee loosened up, and I actually finished the race running. So my time wasn't great, but I finished.
You
That's all
finished.
that matters.
Good deal.
Yep.
Not near as fast as either Quicksilver or the Flash. So. All right. So agility, we gave Flash a 10 on that. I say we have to go lower
but not by much, because if we're going by like a movie depiction too, remember that movie where he was like saving everybody? It was that was, you got to be agile, and he's moving bullets while he's running, so they don't hit the targets. That's pretty agile as well.
I agree.
So I mean, if we want to go by that depiction, I would give him a solid 8.
Okay.
Which X-Men movie was that?
That was either First Class or Days of Future Past. Maybe Days of Future Past.
I can't remember. I remember that scene though. I remember that scene well.
It's the greatest scene.
Yeah, no, it really was.
That is a fun scene.
He had the Walkman on, and he's listening to the music.
Oh yeah,
he's just running in a circle around the room and changing this and that.
Yeah.
So
changing trajectories of bullets and other stuff that's flying and getting people out of the way, and
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
In my research for this, I was looking at some. I like to look at Kionis, Eris Kionis. He does variant comics on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Great, well-versed comic guy. He's incredible. I love his show. I've been watching it for years. But he has a lot of great information, and so I looked him up. I looked up his entries on Quicksilver and stuff, and I was watching some of those. And he gave a story in one of the comic books. I guess Quicksilver seeing like a therapist at one point. Imagine that your dad's Magneto and you need to see a therapist. Oh, and your sister's a witch, by the way.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. So he's seeing a therapist, and he talks about being very angry and I can't think of the words right now. But the therapist is like, okay, why do you feel these things? And he says, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to the grocery line and had somebody in front of you that was just so slow? Or you went to the ATM and they didn't quite know how to use the ATM, and you're in a hurry and you need to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, that's the way my entire life is. And I was like, oh, dang, that's a great depiction.
Yeah.
Speedster.
Reading the Marvel Encyclopedia about Quicksilver, he's got a very bad temper.
Oh, look at who pulls out the Marvel Bible this time.
Yeah. Look at that, everybody. Nice.
So it says his temper can be as quick as his feet. So he's got he's got a very bad temper.
So he's quick-tempered.
Quick-tempered. Yep. So I can see why he would think that everybody's running slow.
I agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was incredible for a speedster. I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a speedster, and I get annoyed when people take too long in line too. I was at CVS yesterday after work picking up a couple of Father's Day cards and stuff, and birthday cards, because it's that season for our family.
You weren't buying them for yourself, were you?
No. But my brother's birthday is on the 20th, and he's also a dad, and then my dad is still around. So I got a couple of birthday cards and a couple of Father's Day cards. And the woman 2 people ahead of us in line was like paying with coupons, and she was arguing with the clerk that the coupon didn't double or something. It wasn't taking off as much. And I'm like, oh my God, just finish up already.
Right. How much is that coupon going to save you, actually?
I'm like, come on. You're arguing over pennies here.
Right.
I'm like, anyway, so I can totally relate to Quicksilver.
The only thing worse than that could be if the woman was also talking on the phone while she's arguing with.
No, that's the worst.
I hate that when people are talking on their phone and they're going to check out, and I'm like, don't be rude. Off your phone. Yeah, you're being rude to the person checking out. Yeah,
we're so old.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
We're cranky old dads, aren't we?
Yeah, welcome to Three Crotchety Geeks.
It's the Crotchety Geek Show. You're so
The
crotchety.
logo for this new episode is Homer Simpson's dad. He was shouting at the clouds.
Oh, we might have to do something like that.
Get off my lawn.
I'm starting to see more geek merchandise coming out.
Right?
All right, moving right along. I think this next entry is going to be easy for both of them. The next one is weapons and gadgets.
Yeah, their bodies are their weapons.
Right. So I kind of think we get 0 on each of these.
Flash. Well, Flash's coolest gadget is the fact that his suit is in his ring.
That is true. That is true. The ring is an awesome little gadget. I love that. So, okay, I guess we can count that. But
that's one.
And Quicksilver, well, I think one is better than none because I don't think Quicksilver has anything like that.
I don't think he does either.
All the time.
Right,
I've never seen him like outside of wearing that blue costume with the white lightning bolt on it.
Right. I'm not trying to be disparaging to either of them for the category, but
yeah.
All right. So we give
for Flash.
1 for Flash and 0 for Quicksilver. All right. Special abilities. So I would put the Speed Force on the Flash's side as his special ability.
Yes.
Which is
okay.
Freaking incredible.
It is.
I mean, the Speed Force allows the Flash to move through both time and multiverse.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry, multi what? Multi what?
Multiverse, Steven.
I don't hear what you're saying. Excuse me. I don't hear
almost the whole premise of the Flash.
For poor Steven. He hears the word multiverse and he starts forgetting where he is and he starts shaking.
Hey, Steven, you know when Catholics go to confession and the priest says that you have to do so many Hail Marys, Hail Marys, so on and so forth. Well, you have to watch the Flashpoint 4 times now. Which is really not a punishment, by the way.
Actually, that
Steven's like, thank God I'm not Catholic.
Right.
Okay, so I say we have to go 10 on the Flash's side just for the Speed Force.
Agree.
I agree.
Pietro's power is internal. He's a mutant. He can't, where any of the Flashes tap into the Speed Force. It's internal. It's part of his nature. There's no getting around it.
Gene. Yeah, good call. That's a good call.
But he can't run. He can't run as fast because the Speed Force is something external. It's something that enhances the Flash. So yeah. So I am one with the Speed Force. The Speed Force is with me. That's the Flash.
Yes, I said that last night too. Or,
did you really?
No, I said, may
Great mind, Steven.
I said, that's okay. I said, may the Speed Force be with you. That is what I said.
There you go.
Yeah, I do like yours better. Yeah, that's
wait. His is much more.
His is much more better.
Right. Feel free to use that as the title of this episode.
I might change it. Yeah, I like that. So I did ask ChatGTP to give me Quicksilver's special abilities because I just really wasn't sure. And this is what ChatGTP spit out. Quicksilver's primary special ability is his superhuman speed, which allows him to move at incredible velocities. This speed grants him rapid reflexes, the ability to perceive the world in slow motion, and the power to create gusts of wind through his movements, which the Flash can do every one of those.
Yeah.
There isn't one of those things that the Flash can't.
And more. The Flash can travel through time.
Right. Well,
I've
seen different things that say that that Pietro can also travel through time, and then not only can he travel through time, he can make a duplicate of himself in the previous time period.
All right, that's just weird.
Well, it's a special ability, and
it is. But I mean, is that something he can do all the time, or is that like a special instance where he encountered
I don't know
that gave him that ability in that one particular?
I don't know. I'm trying to help him out here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's just nothing I'd ever heard of him doing before.
So I'm giving it to him. So with that ability and the fact that he can, according to that anyway, he can travel through time. Granted, not quite what Barry can do.
No.
I say we have to give him at least a 6.
Fair. I'll give you that 6.
I mean, I don't want to give him a 0.
No. No, he's a superhero.
Right.
You can't give him a 0.
I mean, he's a pretty cool.
He's no slouch. He's
He's no slouch. Exactly.
he's no Flash either.
That's for sure.
I mean, let's be honest. The Flash came first, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pietro didn't come on the scene until the 60s, where the Flash has been around since the 40s. So
right. I think Pietro was pretty much the answer to Marvel's answer to Barry Allen is what it was to be, but he just isn't quite as. Now, granted, Barry's become more powerful over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was a kid, I don't remember reading anything about the Speed Force. I don't think that came up until post-Crisis.
I think you're right.
Which that would have been around 85, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have been 14, 15 years old then. So yeah, that's when the Flash really started to become powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also when when Wally takes over as the Flash, because Barry dies in Crisis and then Wally takes over.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's another pet peeve about the movies. Now I'm saying the movies in general, not just the movie that just came out, and the TV series with Grant Gustin. They did this even with the Flash series in the 90s. For some reason, they incorporated Wally West's need for food, where Wally would refuel himself.
That makes sense because of all the calories he's burning too.
Sure, but Barry never went through that. It was always Wally that went.
I think they're starting to apply like more real world stuff.
Yeah, I guess
to the as the character evolves, it's like he's got to eat. There's no way he can run without eating. He's got to fuel that body.
Sure. But
fuel that body. Fuel that body. Oh, I'm sorry.
See, there's more funk over there than just Steven's smell.
Wow. Is that what I smelled?
After this, hit the shower
this morning.
Hit the shower, Steven.
Hit the shower, Steven.
Take a lap and then hit the showers.
Turn the camera off first, though. We don't need to see that.
There we go.
Anyway, our final entry is tactical skills. So, Steven, read the tactical skills for us.
Not till you say please.
Oh. Please read the tactical skills for us.
It says refers to the character's ability to strategize and think on their feet in combat situations.
Okay, now that's interesting because both super speedsters have the ability to think at super speed, which makes them extremely smart. They can read faster than anybody on the planet, which gives them, I say tactical abilities. Considering the Barry's faster, I think he could think faster. So therefore I say we have to give Barry a higher score. But man, I think Pietro is just under Barry as far as that goes.
I like how we're taking on this one. We're taking an intellect type viewpoint. Just thinking on your feet, using that as their tactical skill.
Yeah.
So my brain went to who would be a 10, because I like how we've done that this episode with our different categories, like strength. We said Superman for 10, that kind of thing. So I got to thinking, okay, in each universe, who would be the smartest person, and how would they compare to that smart person?
Superman also can think at super speed also. So, and honestly, I think as far as that
goes, you outthink the Flash, right?
As far as that goes, I think they're both Superman and the Flash are the tops in the DC universe.
Okay.
Now on Marvel's side, so Marvel has this weird, and actually I found out DC does too, because Brainiac does this weird numbering scale. I'm the 12th intellect, blah blah blah. I hate that crap. But Mr. Fantastic, he's the, I don't know what, 6th smartest man in all of Marvel Universe. I forget what the number they give him, but I think
Reed Richards, you mean?
Yeah, Reed Richards. Yeah. I think Reed Richards is your top as far as thinkers go on the Marvel side. You tell me if I'm wrong, Brian.
No, you might be right, because as far as like scientific minds go, I think he's probably the top. Followed closely by Tony Stark, I would say.
Tony'd have to be up there. But now
you're talking. But now you're applying it to like tactile.
That's true.
You know, where it's like military strategizing,
right? Which
strategery.
I think there.
That's a tongue twister, isn't it, Stephen?
Well, when you think that way, also Deathstroke you have to put up pretty high on the DC side too, and Batman for that matter. Holy crap!
Yeah. So when you were applying it that way in a military type operational situation, I think
you got to go Iron Man again.
Probably,
Would you put Wolverine up there?
Yeah. He's had military training too.
Right. Oh, and Cap. Cap's got to go on there too.
Absolutely.
So, and I wouldn't say Pietro is close to Cap.
No, but he's got affiliation with all these people too. So I think
he was Alpha Flight, though, right?
Well, Wolverine was.
Yeah, Wolverine was Alpha Flight.
Yeah, but wasn't Quicksilver Alpha Flight as well?
I don't think so. No, I think the Alpha Flight version was that North Star guy, the one that we were butchering his name
that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Bobert.
According to Chat GTP, his group affiliations were X-Men and X Factor, which I think is
and I think he was like a part-time Avenger too. I think he's been in and out of that group affiliation.
Both he and Wanda applied to be Avengers right after they departed from the Brotherhood of Evil because they wanted to pay for their crimes.
Sins, basically, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they wanted to atone.
Right. But I think they're a better fit in the X-Men than they are the Avengers.
Yeah. And then Wanda ignored the sign that says "Don't bang machines," and then she hooked up with the Vision. So,
right?
John Connor getting her side eye again.
See, he's looking at you.
He's looking at you.
We're looking at you, Wanda.
Talking
about making friends with the AI. I mean, you can love your computer, but don't love your computer.
Oh my God, this episode has went down some different paths.
See, it's the Speed Force. It's bringing us everywhere.
I am one with the Speed Force. The Speed Force
is one with me.
That's awesome. Well, we're not getting any closer to coming up with their tactical score.
Yeah.
Well, if you go with training, I like how you were talking about how military training or those who had some kind of tactical military training.
Yeah.
When you say that, my mind goes straight to Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah. Army training, sir.
That's a fact check.
Sorry.
Boom, chaka-laka-laka, boom, chaka-laka-laka, boom, chaka-laka-laka, boom.
Why did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side. Sir.
I love Stripes.
I know. It's a great movie.
We totally just dated ourselves. I love it.
Yeah, we did.
Do you think Vision gave Wanda the Aunt Jemima treatment?
What's the Aunt Jemima treatment?
He sets her up on the stove and he uses the spatula.
oh, that one.
Time for the Aunt Jemima
treatment. Another Stripes reference.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I was crossing the street.
You sure were.
Okay. Squirrel. Sorry. All right. Tactical skills. We got to get
on my show. This is where I'd be inserting the sound clip. Get on with it.
I don't have a sound clip. Sorry.
That's coming next week.
That would be the perfect one.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Tactical skills. We agree Barry's got to be higher, but we haven't determined how high.
Yeah. Would you call this one? Would you call this one an even score?
Even Steven?
Even Steven?
Steven?
A
photo finish?
I think that's fair. But we got to come up with a number.
Okay. All right. Well, judging by all the other people that we've mentioned being probably top over these two guys, I would put maybe about a 7 for each of them.
Okay.
I was thinking 6, but
6, but then you got to figure, like I said, they probably learn through osmosis and being around these people that they would apply what they've observed.
I'll go with that.
You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like you, Steven, and whatever number, I would bump it up by 1 just because of that.
I can't speak too much to Quicksilver's abilities, but I know the Flash is throughout the years he's gotten much more better.
Yeah,
much more better
in his tactical abilities. So,
and don't forget, Quicksilver was raised by Magneto, who had a pretty devious and tactical mind of his own. Even though he was working originally for evil, he could still apply what he learned, for good. And I like that. He probably did. So, yeah,
I like that.
Right. So I'm going to add these up.
Was that the last one?
That was the last one.
Oh, wow. Okay. There's something I want to go back to while you're adding that up, Mike.
Yes.
And this was an article I found. It's only from a year ago, so it's fairly recent. It's on Screen Rant. It's written by Justin Winley, published June 3, 2022. And it's Flash versus Quicksilver isn't as simple as everyone assumes. I'm going to read this really quick while you're tallying it up. And it says, when comparing comic book speedsters, many fans have always assumed that DC's Flash should have Marvel's Quicksilver easily beat. But this contest has been studied in a previous crossover between the two publishing giants, and perhaps the outcome is not so simple. For context, the specific Flash being discussed here is Wally West, not Barry Allen, who is by far the fastest man alive. It's been shown that Wally can lap himself. This is what I was referring to earlier. This is why I read this. Can lap himself in a race by shifting out of the time stream and running ahead of his own past body. The questionable physics, and they put this in quotes, only highlight how awesome Flash's power really is at maximum output. Quicksilver is comparatively slower in just about every other metric. His feats fall firmly within the hypersonic spectrum, which is what we had talked about. It's just a little faster than the speed of sound, which is still nothing to sneeze at, but almost laughably inconsequential when Flash is faster than light on even a bad day.
Right.
However, reviewing how Pietro has faced off against the Scarlet Speedster before yields some surprising results on a second consideration. JLA versus Avengers by Kurt Busiek and the late, great George Perez brought DC and Marvel's most prominent superhero teams face-to-face in a gladiatorial match with cosmic stakes. Only they determined that they're experiencing a dimensional incursion, the Justice League, and send Flash out with a device meant to help him bridge the gap from their realm to that of the Avengers. But upon arrival, Flash immediately discovers that his trump card has been nullified. Not many beings can outrun the Speed Force, but the Speed Force does not exist in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, that's a technicality.
It is a technicality, but this is canon because this was actually a comic when the JLA comes over. So I'm just saying that without the Speed Force, he's practically nothing. So, I mean, there are universes where, and again, Stephen, I apologize, there are multiverses where the Speed Force does not exist. So the Speed Force, let's see, leaving Wally completely vulnerable and making him actually a hindrance in battle. As such, the League have to leave him behind, but the Avengers have a speedster of their own, Pietro, whose powers don't rely on any external element. And just like that, it's Quicksilver's time to shine because his abilities are internal. His abilities are, I'm not going to finish the article. We get the gist. But like I was saying, his abilities are genetic as opposed to relying on the Speed Force. So you take that Speed Force away.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he actually, like they said, he was actually a hindrance in battle, and the rest of the JLA had to leave him in the, to man the phones, basically.
Well, I understand that. But you're pretty much neutering.
Exactly.
Yeah. Point,
yeah.
I don't know. Ours
I'm
is
just saying that was a comic, but go ahead. I just wanted to throw that out when we were talking about the Speed Force and stuff earlier, and I'm like,
but this is the official 2 Geeks scoring. So
yes, and this trumps everything.
No, that's right. Go ahead, Megan.
If you have to argue to take away something,
Agreed. No, agreed, Megan. Agreed. But it's still a possibility.
But if you take away Clark Kent's powers, you're going to kick his ass too. So
no, it's true. It's true.
I mean, all right.
They're just saying that he relies on an outside force for his power.
Sure.
If something happens to that, then he
I would push back on that a little bit because his powers isn't 100% the Speed Force. Okay. Because he did get his powers before the Speed Force even existed.
He had those chemicals splashed on him and was electrocuted.
Right. And he had
which
the
triggered his ability.
Right. So I would argue that he could still have his powers. He just wouldn't be quite as powerful without the Speed Force. But I would think he would still have his super speed and a lot of the abilities.
It would probably bring him down to about Quicksilver's,
right. It might make them closer in abilities is what it may do. But
again, even Steven.
All
right, let's get on with the numbers.
We have determined that they are not even Steven.
They are not.
So I'm going to run down real quick as a reminder. So this was the Flash's numbers. 7. We gave him a 7 for strength, a 5 for durability, a 10 for agility, 1 for weapons and gadgets, 10 for special abilities, and 7 for tactical skills. Quicksilver, however, is no slouch. We gave him a 6 for strength, a 3 for durability, 8 for agility, 0 for weapons and gadgets, 6 for special abilities, and 7 for tactical skills. That brings us to a total for Quicksilver of 30 and a total for the Flash of 40. So Flash beats Quicksilver by 10 points according to our scale.
By a mile.
Yay!
Well, considering he runs at the speed of light and Quicksilver only runs at the speed of sound.
That's a big one right there.
Right. Yeah. That gives him much more speed, much more
better speed.
And he has much more better cheers. But I don't want to take anything away from Quicksilver. I think he's a great character. I like him. I just think that DC tends to do speedsters better than Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
That's just my general thought. I've always thought that because I never really thought of Marvel as, a place for speedsters that much.
Seriously. And in DC, the Flash is an A-list character, whereas Pietro Quicksilver is kind of like a C-list character at best, Well, he's kind of relegated to like...
You think he's come up since the movies and
he's never had his own book. He's always been part of a group affiliation,
right?
So he's
Flash has had many.
Oh yeah, exactly. So advantage DC when it comes to speedsters,
right? Yeah, it might have been slightly unfair, but I had to take the top speedster of both. Actually, I didn't even take the top speedster of DC because that would have been Wally West.
Mm-hmm.
I think Wally would have totally destroyed Quicksilver.
Agreed.
But I wanted to go with Barry because Barry's in the film, and like I said, I kind of bounce between Barry and Wally as my favorite. It's sometimes hard to decide who's my favorite. So
yeah.
All right. Well, we have an official answer. Barry Allen is the greatest speedster out of the two.
Yay! All right. Woo-hoo.
Take that, Stanley.
And the Whizzer is just somewhere in the background taking a leak somewhere.
Right. How would you? Why would you even want to be known as the Whizzer?
Maybe at the time that it wasn't associated with taking a pee. I don't know.
Right?
Maybe right.
I agree.
Oh my gosh, that's a horrible name.
Is his costume yellow like the Reverse Flash?
Right.
Oh, thank God they didn't name the Reverse Flash.
He would be good to go up against the Green Lantern.
That's true.
All he has to do is pee on his ring, and he's
all
powerless.
done.
Unless he's going against the Alan Scott Green Lantern, because Alan Scott's his ring is he can't go against wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which I always thought was weird.
Yeah, neither can Doctor Who. His sonic screwdriver doesn't work on wood. I don't know why these
doesn't work. It's wood.
Yeah, exactly. Why all these franchises? They have a thing against wood. I don't know. Strange, very strange.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching this crazy episode.
Squirrel.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Shiny.
Yeah. But if you'd like more of Brian and the Three Geeky Dads, tell us again, Brian, where they can go to see you guys.
They can go to www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.
The number 3.
gdpodcast.com. And as Steven said and Michael said, we can be found there. That's our hub of our universe. And all of our episodes can be found there. We don't have any merch, but we do have a lot of content on the website, so please check it out.
Nice.
All the links to all of our socials are there. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our audio can be found on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, we have faces for radio. We don't put up videos like you guys do.
Oh, you are a handsome gentleman.
Oh, your check is in the mail, my friend.
Just buy
it. Yeah, just buy merch. That's what I tell everyone. You don't have to send a check, just buy merch.
Uh-huh. Will do.
Or join Ko-fi, one of the two.
I've already done that.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you are.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
We salute you.
I'm glad you used all your fingers this time.
I saved that for when we're off the air.
Oh gosh.
Oh my goodness. And Steven, well, before we go into ours, I'd just like to say I am wearing merch from our friend of the show, Contagious Punk. She is on Twitch. She is a gamer on Twitch. She's a big supporter of our show, and we like to give her a shout out. She's got these great shirts that she also is on Fourth Wall. She's the one who kind of pushed me towards it. Awesome. And which it's a great suggestion. Thank you, Tammy, for that. And thank you, Tyler, her husband, good friends of mine. So with that said, Steven, where can we be found?
We can be found on www.2.
That's the number 2.
The number 2.
geeksmike.com. So there's where you can find us, and that is our hub for all things geekdom. Pretty excited about that. Here, I'll tell everybody, we have changed the website a little bit, so do make sure you put in the www in there on that, and let me show you what you can see there at our website, because we've it's been kind of fun. We kind of update it with all kinds of different things. So with that, you can go to 2 Geeks Mike. This is what the page looks like. And as you scroll down, you'll see the whole thing on about our podcast, and you can click for our YouTube channel on here. Also, right below that are all our latest 10 episodes off of Podbean, so you can actually listen right from our website. We do talk about upcoming shows. We're going to update this here shortly, but you can see some of the ones that we've done in the last several weeks. Then it's our Ko-fi page, where you can click the link. If you want to support us monthly, we have a $1 tier, a $2 tier, and a $3 tier. And, or you can just buy us a coffee on Ko-fi, just a one-time support for us. We greatly appreciate it. We have different posts, that we do, and also update with some fun pictures and things that we are doing and involved in. So then,
look, that's me with the orange beard.
That is correct. Also, if you do want to check out our merch page, the link is right there on the front page to go to our Fourth Wall 2 Geeks site. And so pretty excited about all the work that Mike has done for that. If you're interested about our team, there's there. And then we actually have links to our affiliate sponsors. So we have 4 affiliate sponsors at this time. We have Audible, where you can check out all kinds of cool, really you get a free audio audiobook. And there's thousands upon thousands to choose from. So you can click that link and get more information. We are also sponsored by StreamYard. That is our streaming service that we use that allows us to live stream to not only YouTube, but to Facebook, even to our personal Facebook pages as well, and our Twitter pages actually show this as well. And even if you have a LinkedIn page, it will go to LinkedIn as well. So it's pretty exciting. We also are supported by Podbean. That is our podcast service that we have been very happy with over the last 2 years. And then also Lit Books. And Lit Books are a different way to visually see books and interact with books. And actually, a lot of times they're interviews with the authors themselves. They're giving you the big picture about their book. So it's kind of like a 1 hour summary to a book as well. So
yeah, the Cliff Notes version.
Cliff Notes version, yes, and by the authors themselves, which is even much more better.
I drank my drink. I'm not holding anything up. I'm dry.
So anyway, everybody, that's just kind of our website where you can find all hubs to geeksmike.com. If you do want to email us, please check us out at show@2geeksmike.com. Show@2 number two geeksmike.com. And so there is the scoopity doopity, everybody.
Nice, very nice.
And always make sure and follow us and like us on Facebook, and like us and tickle the bell on YouTube. I try to post a lot of funny memes and stuff like that. In fact, Brian and I tend to get into meme competitions.
It's a meme war.
Yeah, it's a meme war.
Well, Mike just put that one up. I'm not choosing that one.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Beat me to it.
I was like, oh man, I wanted it. Then there's times where I'm like, oh, this is too good. I'm stealing this from it.
Yeah. No, there are. You have to. You have to.
Hey, sometimes as you share it, so that way it shows that it's on your guys'.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times I've shared it. There's been times I've stole it.
Yeah. No, I'm guilty of that too. That's the whole fun of the whole meme game.
I usually tell you what I'm stealing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Brian, I'm stealing this one.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Anyway.
What do you think I got it? I stole it from somebody else.
Right. Exactly. We're terrible.
Uh-huh.
All's fair in love and memes, huh?
We're
anyway,
like the Robin Hoods of memes. That's it.
Right. We rob from the rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
so yes, make sure and like us and follow us on Facebook. Give the bell a little tickle on YouTube, because every time you subscribe and it helps the algorithm of YouTube and so on and so forth. And we want to have more of a presence there. And if you like what you see, please share it with a friend who might like this geeky stuff. So that's the best way.
Yeah. Yep.
It is.
Word of mouth.
Great friends through the process too, as well. Just
yes,
meeting,
we have.
and we love that. Love that.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
That's
Absolutely.
probably been the most fun part of podcasting.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is. Yep.
Yeah.
And so many like-minded people out there doing the same thing and loving the same thing. It's great. It's a great community. Happy to be a part of it. More than happy that I met you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
You guys have been great podcast friends, and hopefully we'll get to meet each other in person one day instead of just over this little screen.
I would love that. I hope we can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I got other friends on other sides of the country too that I'm like, oh man.
I'll tell you, we really quick. We've got another group of podcast friends, another pair, Tristan and Chris Ham. They're two brothers out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And we, like you, I found them in a group and we got friendly and we've done crossovers with them. And we're actually hoping to meet up at New York Comic-Con.
Oh, nice.
Fall. Yeah.
Very nice.
Tito has already gotten his tickets because he's a VIP. I'm special. I'm Tito. So Mark, Derek, and I.
Tito get VIP and not Mark?
Because he goes every year.
Oh.
Tito goes every year. So he's already, this is how he does it. He got on whatever he does. And he's like, no, I've already got my tickets. The general tickets for you lowly pedestrians. That goes on sale next week.
The unwashed masses.
The great unwashed. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So we're getting our tickets next week. So we're hoping to meet up with them because Chris and Tristan, that's their plan as well. So
Nice.
Yeah. So maybe someday we'll all be able to do it. Maybe you and Steven can join us down in.
I would love
it doesn't have to be New York. Maybe Chicago. Maybe we'll hit the Mecca. Maybe we'll do San Diego.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be fun?
Comic Con.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh my gosh,
that would be great.
Yeah, we lost our Comic Con here in St. Louis. They're not doing it in St. Louis.
Yeah. There's a little one here in Rhode Island. They get some decent people, but it's nothing like the New York, Chicago, or even Dragon Con down in Georgia. That's another big one I would love to do.
Yeah.
Yep. So one day, boys.
One day.
And on that note, I want to wish you both a very happy Father's Day, which is tomorrow.
Happy Father's Day to you also.
Right back to you. Yes.
And happy Father's Day to the other geeky dads.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a title if we weren't fathers. So, yeah. And to all the listeners out there, all the dads and father figures and mentors, happy Father's Day to everybody out there listening and watching.
Yes.
And
thank you.
have a great day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's going to be fabulous. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I think that's it. Are we done?
I think so. Judging by the digital clock in the corner, it's been 1 hour and 36 minutes. So.
I'm surprised Steven hasn't lost his mind yet. Steven,
I know, right?
We got to hurry this up.
I think he was smart and he took a nap halfway through. He put up a still picture with his eyes open.
Oh, that's what he does. All right.
I'm on to you, Steven.
You got me.
All right. With that said, over and out. And
I'm one with the Speed Force.
I'm one with the Speed Force. The Speed Force is with me. Very good. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
may the Force be with you.